All right, welcome in, folks. We're back with another night of pack break action. I'm Chris Costa, your host. Thank you for being here, everybody. For those of you returning that have been with us before, thank you for returning. For those of you that are new, well, you picked a good night because tonight's a little bit special. Tonight, we're cracking open Minotaur PFP packs out of the DraftKingdom project. This is the second PFP project that DraftKings has released as part of their DraftKingdom project. We cracked open a pack earlier, or I should say we cracked open 10 packs earlier. We're going to crack open another 10 now. All right. So this is a bit of a special evening. All right. Here's why. The Minotaurs PFP project has officially sold out. Okay. It is crazy in demand. The demand is through the roof. 1,500 of them were minted. 1,500 of them were inserted into packs. And before it could even hit the public, they pre-sold and sold out. What does that make tonight special for? Well, you get to access packs that are not physically available anywhere on the planet. Okay? How's that sound? Those of you in this break, we are going to crack open packs for you. We are going to do a hit draft for you. What is going to happen is we're going to go through all 10 packs, and then every single PFP that gets pulled are then going to get drafted by you, our entrants. Okay? 50% bull, 50% human, and you guessed it, 100% sold out. That is the theme of tonight. One of the hottest PFP projects that DraftKings has ever dropped, maybe the hottest. I mean, by the numbers, it's definitely the hottest. Here's the deal. Real quick, we have 3 breaks on tap for tonight, much like we had 3 breaks earlier today at the 3 o'clock hour. We're going to go first with our Minotaurs PFP break. Then we're going to go into our regularly scheduled programming, our UFC Reignmakers pack breaks. Okay, so for those of you that are here for the UFC party, by all means, stick around, have some fun, because it's only going to be a little bit until we start cracking UFC packs. All right, for those of you here for the Minotaur PFP break, please stick around, because the UFC pack breaks do tend to get a little bit out of control and a little bit rowdy. In the meantime, what's going to happen? We are going to go through our hit draft. We're going to work our way all the way down the line. 10 cards are going to get picked by 5 people. Each spot's going to get 2 PFPs. Stick with me. Stay present. Stay engaged. When it is your turn, please pick your PFP. Our team, once the draft is done, is going to put together a nice graphic for you all to have on the screen so you have an understanding of what's available. And they are going to be ranked as far as rarity goes, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you should pick them in order. You pick what you like. This is art. This is art, I say. You pick what you like, all right? But they are going to be on the screen. You are going to have the opportunity to see what's available. We'll work our way through the draft, and then we'll switch gears to UFC. On that note, it's Minotaurs pack time. Let's rock and roll, folks. First Minotaur for our group is going to be... Oh, very cool. All right, guys. So I do want to reiterate, for those of you that are just joining, right, the way PFPs work, first off, this is a profile picture project, right? PFP profile picture. So these are icons that can be used to, be a form of identity for you. And a profile picture is an icon, but they also carry with it utility. We'll talk about that utility once the draft is done. I want to give you guys some additional pointers. But what I'm seeing here is a badass Minotaur, okay? Is that zebra skin? Do I see a badminton racket? Do I see a bowling shirt? I mean, this guy is ready for anything you throw at him. He's bowling strikes. He's serving aces. He's got a pirate hat on. He's got zebra skin. He's got a black eye. Maybe he was in a bar fight last night. I don't know. All I know is this guy's ready for war. All right? It's number 1. Number 2, here we go. Whew! Beanie. We got a beanie. I'm going to talk to you guys why a beanie is important momentarily, but whoever ends up with this PFP is going to actually get the physical beanie to go with it. In the meantime, you got the DK chain, you got a sword, which is a rare trait, and you got some sort of like I was just in a chemical spill type of a radiant glow to the skin. So this guy's ready to rock. He's shirtless. He's cut up. He's having fun. He's a little bit cold, a little bit hot, potentially from Ohio. Too soon? Too soon. Too soon. I'm sorry. Too soon. We'll move on to number 3. Here we go. Good luck. Ooh. Third eye. Third eye. That's a rare trait. We got a third eye. We got a battle axe. We got a mustache. We got a tank top. We got a lot going on here. This guy, ready to rock. Okay. He's got the battle axe. It's a double-edged axe. You can swing it both ways, side to side. Doesn't matter which angle you come at him from. Meanwhile, not only that, you're not escaping this guy's peripheral, okay? 3 eyes, all right? So he's not only able to cut you from both sides with the double-sided battle axe, but you're not leaving his sight, okay? And he's got the stash, okay? He's got the tank top. This guy means business. This actually might be super rare. We're going to pull up a list of traits for you guys shortly that's going to highlight some of these traits and how rare they are. But that third eye is going to definitely be a rare trait. Let's go. 4. Oh, little goggle action. Not only a little goggle action, we got some putter action, okay? Very similar to the last guy, except this guy's got the putter going. He's got a little Tiger Woods, a little Phil Mickelson. But he also has the swimming goggles. Never know, God forbid you're on the putting green. All of a sudden, you got to jump into the lake and get your ball, all right? You put the ball over the green into the water. Now you got to dive in and get your ball. Now you got the goggles on. This guy's ready for war, okay? The putter we have not seen yet, so that actually might be a rare handheld. I like it. This guy might be my favorite so far. I am a golf guy. I'm a golf guy, all right? And so is this one. Here we go. Holy smokes. Holy smokes. We got the ear tag. Are those baseball horns? We got baseball horns. We got the ear tag. We got work glasses. We got a rare skin. We got the rare Hawaiian shirt. This guy is badass, all right? I'm just saying, this guy might be at the top of the board. Remember this. This is my guess. My guess is this is our rarest. That's my guess. I may be wrong, but my guess is that that's our rarest so far. What do you guys think? Sound off. Next up. Wait a second. This might be it then. This might be it. This might have just taken over the first spot. We've got the ladies. I believe that's a ladies football helmet. If not, it's a ladies racer helmet. We got the double-edged battle axe. We got the ponytails or the pigtails. We got the coach's whistle. There's a lot going on here, okay? This is a confused individual, all right? Thinks he's a coach, or she thinks she's a coach. All of a sudden, the Evel Knievel helmet, you got an axe. A lot of confusion. But I think this is actually a rare. This might be our rarest. Let's move on. This is a crazy good break, okay? This is a crazy good break. We got gold horns, folks. Gold horns and some zebra skin. All right? Gold horn, zebra skin. Is that a toothpick? Yep, that's a toothpick. No big deal. Just Joe Cool with the toothpick. And we got the putter. I feel like we're getting better by the card. We're getting better by the card here. Let's keep it moving. Minotaur 91. That might be one to sock away. This guy's he's feeling the flow, right? He's got the fist pump going. All right. Fist pump. This is me during our UFC pack break, fist pumping when we pull a Conor McGregor tonight. That's me right there, okay? Plus another beanie. That's our second beanie. That's our second physical beanie going to whoever owns this PFP, okay? So you get the beanie with the PFP. Let's keep it moving. We got 2 left, I believe. Hello. Are those cue ball eyes? Yeah, those are pool ball eyes. We get the shark's tooth with the puka shells. We got the cheetah print or the leopard print skin. A little sweatband action going on. We got the pool cue with the pool ball eyes. That's actually a cool combo. I believe the pool cue stick is actually super rare. Let's double check that again when we come back to the stats, but let's file that one away. I think this one might also be super rare. I think this actually might be like an insane run of PFPs. All right, final one, guys. Good luck. Oh, okay. Nunchucks. We got nunchucks. We got the basketball. Perfectly good basketball, just completely ruined by the horns. We got the chemical glow skin. We got the Hawaiian shirt. This guy's ready to party. Who doesn't love some nunchucks at a party as a party trick? The guy walks in, he's banging out tricks. He's got the black belt nunchucks. Whew. This guy's ready. This also might be rare. So that is our break, guys. Those are our 10 PFPs. Here's the deal. Let me walk you through some of the traits. If the team wouldn't mind pulling up the list of traits and what we're looking for, because I want to kind of recap some of the things that we pulled here. So first off, I want to go to skins. Leopard skin is 11.6%, so fairly rare. But if we go to zebra, zebra's at 10%, which I love. And then I think we had leopardy. Instead of leopard, I think we had a leopardy at 5%. That is interesting to me. So we might have a rare there. Additionally, for clothing, we did have the Hawaiian shirt, 10%. We did have the basketball jersey at 6%. I think we had 2 of those. And then for eyes, we had the pool balls at 9%, solid. We had swim goggles at 6%, very solid. And then we had do we have the third eye? Yeah, we had the third eye at 3%. That third eye might be a monster. Hat hair combos. We had a couple of beanies at the 3%. Again, those go with physical beanies alongside them. We had ball stuck on horns at 3%. We had football helmet. No, we didn't have football helmet. Let me find the stuntman helmet. We had at 2.3%, but did we have a women's stunt helmet? We might have. Either way, yeah, women's stuntman helmet, 2.2%. Wow. Okay, that's potentially huge. So that women's stuntman helmet that we saw at 2.2%, that's a super rare trait. And then for handhelds, we had the nunchucks at 8%. We had the pool cue at 8%. I thought that was rarer than it is, but that's the first pool cue we've seen. We did have the badminton racket at 8%. What else did we have? Battle axe at 4%. We keep seeing the battle axe too, which is awesome. Putter at 4%. 2 of those. Let's go. Love that. Any bling? We had. Where's the tag? We had a tag. We had an ear tag. Yeah, 3%. Ear tag. 3.33% under bling. And then for mouth and face, I don't remember anything. Oh, yeah, we had a whistle, 3.93%. So that whistle combo that we had actually might be super rare. Needless to say, you get the idea here, right? We're looking for traits. Those traits combined end up contributing to the rarity of your overall character, right? Rarity, scarcity, value, however you want to approach it. But in general, just to kind of pull it back a little bit, take a couple of steps back. This is the second creature in the DraftKingdom, right? So DraftKings has created the DraftKingdom. It started with trolls. This is now Minotaurs, the second project or creature in the DraftKingdom. Again, they are dropping, or we're supposed to drop today to the public at 4%, at $75 a piece, $74.99 to be exact, with 1,500 total, and they sold out in the presale. Okay, so if you're in the break, if you're here, if you're entering our Minotaurs breaks, you're getting access to packs that nobody else on the planet has access to. So congratulations for that. Beyond that, we are going to see a Trolls versus Minotaur DraftKingdom combat. More information to come on that soon. There's also going to be 3 exclusive DFS contests with a combined value of $7,000 in rewards and exclusive DFS champions contests that are included. We mentioned the beanies trait. Some of these Minotaurs, they're horsing around, and they stole $1,500 worth of beanies from the DK shop. All right, they broke in. They're out of control, these Minotaurs. They broke into the DK shop. They grabbed $1,500 worth of beanies. So the Minotaurs with the beanies, of which we just had 2 in our break, are going to be the holders of those are going to receive the actual DK beanie from the DK shop, which is very cool. Also, make sure you upload your Minotaur PFP as your official DraftKings profile picture. The second you claim your Minotaur PFPs and the second they get moved into your account, make sure you use them as your profile picture on DraftKings. Okay? You are going to receive 500 tier credits to boost your Dynasty Rewards tier status by using that PFP. That's a no-brainer. Free. That's just free. Free tier credits. Okay? Additionally, each Minotaur has the chance to roll a brand new super rare trait. Okay, so there are super rare traits. A couple of those that we talked about. We'll talk through kind of the rare traits as we go through the draft again, and I'll talk through kind of some of the most rare, the rarest, or the super rare, so to speak. But anybody holding those are going to win a $2,000 golf DFS contest for the Players Championship. Anybody holding those 50 rare traits. All right. One of them is an MMA glove Minotaur trait. That's pretty cool. I know that. Very, very cool. You're also going to be able to compete in a DFS contest for UFC 285, which will allow you to win the Ultimate Fight Night experience. That's a $5,000 or an experience valued at $5,000 for the Fight Night in San Antonio, Texas. Great city. Highly recommended. Love San Antonio. Shout out to anybody and the fine people of San Antonio. Some of the rare traits worth noting, guys. Gold and silver skin. We didn't see either of those in our break. We did see a silver skin in the first break. Gold flag and gold teeth are also very rare. We didn't see any of those, I don't believe, in this break. But football things like, the championship ring is one of the super rare traits. Field pass for an ode to Reignmaker's football, if you will, is a super rare trait. The labyrinth patterns on either the background or the skin or the clothing. Those are all super rare. And then glowing features like eyes and horns, anything glowing, those are also very rare as well. Okay? Everybody on the same page? Are we good? That's kind of like the 30,000-foot view, the 50 megabyte per second download on Minotaurs. Quick update from the team on where we're at with the graphic. It sounds like we're ready to rock, folks. Let's do it. Look at that. I had a feeling. Gold horns and some zebra skin and a putter. You can't really beat that. But I'll say this. We have 3 over 1,700 in rarity, which is pretty great. With that said, first pick and the second ever Minotaur PFP DraftKingdom hit draft is going to Elgrian. Elgrian, you are on the clock, and we are going with Minotaur 91 in slot 1. Minotaur 91 with a rarity score of 1,800 goes to Elgrian. Slot 2, pick 2 is going to N. Belfer. N. Belfer, you are on the clock. Thank you for being here. Good to see you. Let's have some fun. What's it going to be for N. Belfer? I wonder if any of these usernames are going to... well, nope, they're not. Number 2, Minotaur. 234 is going to N. Belfer. 234 goes to N. Belfer. We come back with T-Blaze in the 3-hole. T-Blaze in the 3-hole. And he's taking Minotaur 1491. 1491. Number 5 is going to Blaze at 3. Very cool. We go to Yoshi. FL. Yoshi, good to see you again, my friend. You are in the 4 slot. Yoshi is taking Minotaur 3. Number 1229. Number 1229 is going to Yoshi, and we're in pick 5 and 6 back-to-back to USAF Steven. Good to see you again, my friend. Welcome back. A little bit different format for us. Here we go. USAF Steven is taking in the 4-hole Minotaur 478, rarity 1369. 1369. I believe USAF Steven had 2 picks, correct? So 4, which is 478, goes to USAF Steven. And then what else? 4 and 8. Got it. 8 is going to USAF Steven, which is Minotaur 456. Rarity 844. Yoshi FL is in the 7 slot. Yoshi FL is going with 10. Yoshi FL is going with 10. Minotaur 658. We go to 8. T-Blaze is taking number 6, Minotaur 293. N. Belfer in the 9-hole. N. Belfer in the 9-hole. N. Belfer is taking number 7, Minotaur 790. And Elgrian in the 10-hole to finish us out. Elgrian is grabbing number 9, Minotaur 103 4. Just like that. Nice and quick, nice and easy. Thank you very much. How you doing? Minotaur draft done. Okay, time to pivot. Folks, we're moving on to some UFC action, okay? For everybody joining us, if you're here for the first time, we have been doing UFC Reignmaker fighter card pack breaks and hit drafts for the last several weeks. We're going right back into that. We have UFC break number 3 and UFC break number 4 on deck right now. We broke number 1 and number 2 earlier in the 3 o'clock hour. Here we go with number 3 and number 4. A lot of talking points we're going to get into tonight. Again, 2 premium packs and 6 standard packs. Are we starting with premium? Are we starting? Ooh, we almost started with premium. You got me all excited there. We're going to start with some standards. Here we go, folks. Let's rock and roll. Pack number 1. Good luck, everybody. From the right. From the right. We are going Trezano, Marshall, Leon Edwards, Landsberg, and Yair Rodriguez. Next pack. Coming right up. We have a rare. From the right. Phillips. Ooh, Volkanovski, nice. Alex Perez, Chris Curtis, and our rare is. All right, we'll take it. A Brazil rare. Next up. 5 cores from the right. Bonfim, Castaneda, Lauren Murphy, John DeRoba, and another John DeRoba. Back-to-back John DeRobas. Here we go from the right, guys. 5 core. Brendan Allen, Mir Sheret, Jimmy Crute, Peter Yan, and Cyril Gain. Next up, 2 more standards, guys. Good luck. Another rare included. From the right, Sherman, Turner, Dvalishvili, Pavlovic, and a rare, Song Yadong. Final standard pack, and then we get into the premiums, guys. Ooh, we got an elite and 2 rares. What a pack. Talk about value. Let's go from the right. Rodriguez, Jalen Turner, our rare. Tisha Torres and a Casey O'Neill, and our elite, Arnold Allen. Nice elite. Nice elite Arnold Allen. And here come the premium packs, folks. Buckle up. Let's go. One time. Elite and 4 rare. Elkins, Nunez, Paulo Costa, Brendan Moreno, nice rare. And our elite, Josh Emmett. A Josh Emmett elite. We'll take that. Moving on. Final premium is going to be, we have an elite and 4 rares. Let's go from the right. Shabazian, Ulanbekov, Bilal Muhammad, Yanez, and our elite, Ivanov. All right. That is your break, folks. I believe, correct? Yes, it is. That is your break. So let's talk real quick. While the team compiles our list, while the team compiles our draft board, I'm going to walk you through what's coming up in UFC, and we're going to talk through some of the important changes that we've seen in rankings, some of the important matchups that are coming in the UFC fight night, some things that you should be looking out for, okay? First and foremost, we have our UFC fight night coming up on the 25th, okay? It's the consecutive week that we have fight night at the UFC Apex. We got 2 rising light heavyweights that are going to be headlining. We have big division implications on the line, including our headline light heavyweight fight, Nikita Krylov and Ryan Spann. We have a new champion in this division, and the rest of the heavyweight ranks are in flux. Both Krylov and Spann are both on winning streaks, and they're both hoping to gain contender status with a win, right? 2 fighters that are solid everywhere. We talked about this earlier, but very different skill sets. Krylov, background in karate. He's a kicker when striking, solid top control, and the ability to finish, as we all have seen. Spann, on the other hand, much more of a power threat. He can put you down with either hand, the right or the left. Not only that, he's hoping to end the fight early, right? And he's a dangerous submitter as well. If he gets you on the ground, he can put you in that guillotine choke when he grapples. Meanwhile, lots on the line. Krylov is your favorite. He's a 31-year-old fighter. This is his 40th time competing. My goodness. Also, he's looking to build on strong fights in 2022. He faced Alexander Gustafsson, Volkan Oezdemir, but he is just 4-4 since returning to the UFC in 2018. But he has put himself in harm's way. I mean, he's fought 3 former champions. He's had 3 title fight participants. And he's one of the more experienced fighters in this division. Meanwhile, Span, your underdog, has a 2-fight winning streak coming into this fight. He's got first-round stoppage wins over Kudalaba and Dominic Reyes this year. He's 7-2 in the UFC. And he's definitely grown. His approach has grown in the UFC after losses to Johnny Walker and Anthony Smith. But he did show his talents in those fights, I will say. Meanwhile, your co-main event, the middleweight division, Andre Muniz and Brendan Allen. These are 2 ascending middleweight fighters. They're both part of Dana White's Contender Series and both graduates of that series. Muniz is your favorite. He's unbeaten in the UFC at 5-0 with a 9-fight winning streak overall. Then you have Brendan Allen coming in as your underdog. He is off 3 straight wins with an 8-2 overall record ever since his Octagon debut after his season 3 win over Aaron Jeffrey in the Contender Series. Okay, so worth noting, 2 really interesting matchups, 2 worthwhile matchups, a really, really great fight night, kind of co-main event and main event. Meanwhile, in the heavyweight class, you have Augusto Sakai and Dantale Mays going at it. Sakai is your favorite. He's on a 4-fight skid, however, really trying to steady himself and find some footing in the division. He did win his first 4 UFC starts, making his record 15-1-1 overall, but he did lose his last 4 fights by stoppage. Mays, on the other hand, is your underdog. This would absolutely be the biggest win of his career in the heavyweight clash. He's won back-to-back wins versus Abdullah Wahab and a couple of others, but that was the main one last summer at UFC 277. And the 2 wins leading up to that fight really kind of put him in a position that, you started to think that Mays was going to start to be a big name in this class. But after the loss to Abdullah Wahab at 277, that was kind of put into question. However, since then, that fight was ruled into a no contest. Moving on to the women's flyweight, Tatiana Suarez and Montana de la Rosa. Tatiana Suarez is your favorite, returning to the octagon after more than 3 years on the sideline due to injury for the most part. She did win the strawweight competition on season 23 of Ultimate Fighter, and then 4 more victories after that, climbing into the title contention in the 115-pound class before those injuries started to kind of derail her plans. Meanwhile, Montana de la Rosa is your underdog. She's won her first 3 appearances in the UFC after her time on Ultimate Fighter. She is 28 years old with a lot of experience up against a lot of tough competition. Another fascinating matchup. And then your welterweight matchup is Mike Malott and Johan Lanese. Main card opener here. This is the battle of Canadians. Both men coming out of season 5 of the Contender Series. Malott did have a first-round knockout win over Mickey Gall in his debut, which is actually an impressive knockout. And then Lanese dropped his first appearance before getting back into the win column last time out. Malott is your favorite, and you've got Lanese as your underdog. Okay, that's kind of the breakdown of your main card coming up. Meanwhile, perfect timing. The team does have our list ready to rock. Let's start our break. Guys, it is important to know this is the first time we are attempting hybrid format. Your first 20 picks are going to be manual. Please stick with me. Be present. Make your picks. Get out ahead of them. When we get to 21, we're going to start using our auto pick draft format. All the criteria that we use for auto picking will be enforced, and we're going to move through those final 20 picks very rapidly, okay? In the meantime, first on the board, first on the clock, Jeff El Jefe. And the pick is in. Arnold Allen Elite off the board to Jeff El Jefe. We moved to pick 2. Brian G, 1, 2, 3. Good to see you both back here, my friends. Brian G, 1, 2, 3 is on the clock. Let's see what he's grabbing. Brian G, 1, 2, 3 on the clock. Brian G, 1, 2, 3 is taking the Ivanov Elite. We move to 3, a freaking Mason. A freaking Mason is on the clock. Good to see you back, my friend. Third overall pick, a freaking Mason. You are on the clock. A freaking Mason is going to grab the Brandon Moreno Rare. Nice grab. Brian G, 1, 2, 3 on the clock in the 4-hole. Brian G, 1, 2, 3 in the 4-hole. Brian G, 1, 2, 3, taking the Bruno Brazil. The rare Bruno Brazil. We'll take it. Rare Bruno Brazil in slot 5. A Hiles 1-6. AHILES 1-6 in the 5 hole. You are on the clock. A Hiles 1-6 is on the clock. And Casey O'Neill rare going to A Hiles 1-6. We move to spot 6. Everyone's favorite username. Slot 6 belongs to Poop. P-E-W-P. Poop is on the clock. It's Poop again. Sorry, I cracked myself up. And for those of you that weren't here earlier, if you can name that movie, bonus points. I don't know to what, but bonus points, at least with me. Poop is on the clock. And we're going with the elite Josh Emmett. Wow. Josh Emmett lasted there. And we go to K Thumbs in the 7 hole. K Thumbs. K Thumbs is on the clock in the 7 hole. And K Thumbs is going with the Bilal Muhammad. Rare Bilal Muhammad going to K Thumbs. We move on to spot 8. Pick number 8. USAF Steven. Our friend USAF Steven is in the 8 hole. You are on the clock, my friend. USAF Steven is going with Edmund Shabazian. Edmund Shabazian rare. 9 slot. Typical gamer tag. Back on the clock. Typical gamer tag. Good to see you again, my friend. Let's rock and roll. The rare Song Yadong going to typical gamer tag. We move to spot 10 with a back-to-back. Slot number 10 is going back-to-back 10 and 11. King Nate, not to be confused with King Poopy. We're going with King Nate in 10 and 11. King Nate, welcome in. First timer, I believe. King Nate, first pick is going to be Tagir Ulambakov. And second pick is going to be Darren Elkins, both rares. Ulambakov and Elkins, rares for King Nate. And we move on to slot 12, typical gamer tag. Right back up on the clock. Typical gamer tag in the 12 hole. The Adrian Yanez, rare Adrian Yanez going to typical gamer tag. We move on to 13. USAF Steven is back on the clock. And Steven is going to take the Tisha Torres, rare. Tisha Torres, rare. We move on to 14. K Thumbs back on the clock. K Thumbs is back on the clock in the 14 slot. And K Thumbs, pick is in. Going Yair Rodriguez core in the headliner edition. Number 15 in the 15 hole. We're back with Poop. It's Poop again. P-E-W-P on the clock. Poop is on the clock. There we go, Josiane Nunez. Josiane Nunez. And we move on to slot 16, A. Hiles, 16. A. Hiles, 16. In the 16 slot, A. Hiles, you are on the clock. Guys, we're almost there at the 20 slot. Once we get to 21, we're going to start flying. Billy Madison it is. Good call. Billy Madison it is. Good call. Somebody's getting bonus points. All right, A. Hiles is grabbing the Jalen Turner core. Jalen Turner core. My man Paulo Costa getting no love. Is it the last name? Is it the last name? We move on to slot 17. Brian G. 1, 2, 3. Brian G. There he is. The rare Paulo Costa. Moving on to 18. A freaking Mason. A freaking Mason on the clock. A freaking Mason comes in hot with the Peter Yan, the core. Peter Yan. Peter Yan. To a freaking Mason. We go to 19. Brian G. 1, 2, 3. Back on the clock, my friend. Brian G. 1, 2, 3 is back on the clock in the 19 slot. '19 slot. Brian G. is going to grab the Jalen Turner core. Edition 64, not to be confused with edition 26. We go back to slot 20, our last manual pick. Our last manual pick is going to belong to Jeff El Jefe. Jeff El Jefe, and he is taking the Brendan Allen core. And we move on to the auto pick section. Here we go. Leon Edwards is going to go home to Jeff El Jefe. Volkanovski is going to go to Brian G. Cyril Gain is going to go to a freaking Mason. Jimmy Crute going home to Brian G. 1, 2, 3. Alex Perez is going to A. Hiles 16. John DeRoba goes to Poop. Chris Curtis goes to K Thumbs. The Sergey Pavlovich is going to go to USAF Steven. We have Davalishvili going to Typical Gamer Tag. Alina Landsberg going home to King Nate. The Lauren Murphy finds home with King Nate as well. John DeRoba going with Typical Gamer Tag. The Mearshart goes to USAF Steven. Chase Sherman going to K Thumbs. Daniel Rodriguez going to Poop. Kyle Phillips is going to go to A. Hiles 16. We also have a Michael Trezano going to Brian G. 1, 2, 3. The Castaneda going to a freaking Mason. Gabriel Bonfim going to Brian G. And finally, the Francis Marshall is going to Jeff El Jefe. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that a beautiful thing? Cracking packs. Well done, guys. Thank you guys for being so engaged. Thank you for making all of these drafts better than the last. They're just moving faster and faster and faster. You guys rock. Hopefully you guys are enjoying these. I am. And I know some of you are, but I hope all of you are. I hope you guys are all having a good time when we do these pack break events. On that note, let's keep the action rolling. Let's move to the next pack break number 3. This is number 4. Pack break number 4. Standard pack number 1 from the right. Let's crack it. Here we go. We got a rare to start from the right. Bonfim, Kianzad, a Brandon Royval, Dominic Cruz, and our rare is going to be a close. From the right, here we go, pack 2. 5 cores. Nikal, Dewudu, Jared Cannonier, Pantoja, and a Pavlovich. Moving on. Pack 3. From the right, we do have a rare. Fiorat, Matt Schnell, Song Yadong, Nikita Krylov, who is going to be up in this upcoming fight night. And our rare. Polivana Viana. Very nice. Here we go. Another standard pack. 5 cores from the right. Latifi, Reed, Murphy, Ducote, and a Pennington, Raquel Pennington. From the right, next pack. All right, we'll take it. 2 rares. We'll take that. Rogerio de Lima, Song Yadong, Poliana Viana, and 2 rares. Patty Pimblett rare and a Young rare. That Pimblett's nice. I like that. Here we go. Patty the Batty. Let's go. Another rare. Altamirano, Makachev. Very nice. Munoz, Oliveira, and Alexizik. Very nice. Here we go. Our first premium, guys. Good luck. We need Reignmaker. We need Reignmaker vibes. We got legendary vibes. We'll take it, but we need Reignmaker vibes. Here we go from the right. Merkazanov, a Nicolau, Rosa, a rare Francis Ngannou. We'll take that, and a legendary Volkov. Alexander Volkov, legendary. Let's go. That's not a golf clap. That's a fight clap. Not a golf clap. That's a fight clap. Thank you very much. Next pack. Here we go. 2 legendaries. Here we go. We're heating up. I can feel. I'm tingling. Tabura, Brunson, Watterson are legendaries. You know, great card. It's a great card. You know how it is. You see the last name, you get excited. You see the last name, you automatically get excited. However, great card. Next, our final legendary. Here we go. Chikadze, Giga Chikadze. We'll take it. 2 legendaries in that pack. All right, guys, we got 3 legendaries on our hands in this break. We are going to let the team go back to the drawing board and spin up our draft board for you all to follow along. In the meantime, as we wait, I want to talk to you guys about the undercard coming up in the Fight Night event, okay? We talked about the main card. Here comes the undercard. These are important, okay? Some of these names are important, especially if you're starting to go out there and shop in the secondary market. In the women's flyweight division, we have a Jasmine Jasudavicius versus Gabriela Hermonjines, otherwise commonly referred to as Gabriela Fernandez in other sports, in other leagues. Fernandez is your favorite. She was the former LFA interim flyweight champ. This is her first octagon appearance, but the 29-year-old does carry a 7-fight winning streak and an 8-1 record into her promotional debut on Saturday. She's looking to build on her second-round submission win over Caroline Martins in September. Jasudavicius is your underdog. She was part of the Contender Series and is looking to get back in the win column. She did earn a hard-fought victory over Kay Hansen in her promotional debut, but she did drop a decision to newcomer Natalia Silva in her last bout. Meanwhile, we move on to the lightweight division. Jordan Levitt and Victor Martinez going at it. They were first slated to meet in April. Both come from quality gyms. You got Levitt as your favorite, competing for the first time since his summer loss to Patty, the Batty Pimblett in London. And you have Victor Martinez, your underdog. This is the first fight for Victor since earning the UFC contract midway through season 5 of the Contender Series. 13-2 over his last 15 fights. He's hot. He's won 7 straight. Meanwhile, we go to catch weight. Ode Osborne and Charles Johnson are going at it. This is going to impact where each man stands in the 125-pound ranks for sure. Charles Johnson is your favorite, otherwise known as Inner G. He did drop his debut to the unbeaten prospect Mokaev, but since he has earned 2 victories over Zamagalov and Jimmy Flick, both impressive wins, and he's built some momentum coming into the flyweight division. Meanwhile, Ode Osborne is your underdog, returning to the UFC, and you've got him on a 3-3 record, coming off of a first-round knockout loss. He's been inconsistent. He's inconsistent through his 6 fights, 3-3. So it's going to be interesting. Can he pick up on the winning side of that? Is he going to come out on the losing side of that? Charles Johnson, Ode Osborne is going to be an interesting undercard. Meanwhile, lightweight, Rafael Alves and Nurilo Aliev. These are lightweights at very different points in their careers, okay? You've got Aliev, who has beaten Josh Wick to earn a contract for 8-0 overall. And they're saying he fights like Khabib, okay? I don't know if I'm buying into that, but they're saying he fights like Khabib. They're saying he looks like Khabib. Meanwhile, you've got veteran Rafael Alves on a 20-11 record. I mean, the guy's been around for a long time, but he's just 1-2 in the UFC. He's faced tough competition in Ismagulov and Diakese, also Drew Dober, but he's 1-2. But he has faced some stiff competition. But that's your underdog. A very interesting fight nonetheless. I am interested to see Nurul Aliyev in the ring. A lot of people are saying this guy looks like, moves like, fights like Khabib. We'll see. Women's bantamweight, Haley Cohen and Aylin Perez, both seeking their first UFC victory. That's what I like about some of these undercards. You know, these are fighters that are like starting their career. They're building their career. They're trying to make a name for themselves in the UFC. They're fighting for their lives. Okay? Haley Cohen is your favorite. A hard-fought split decision win last fall on the Contender Series. That earned Haley the call up to the Octagon. She's 31. She's 7-2 in her promotional debut, or coming into her promotional debut this weekend. Meanwhile, Perez talked a huge game ahead of her first UFC fight last fall, but she was taken down and submitted by Stephanie Egger. You have lightweights Eric Gonzalez and Trevor Peek going at it. They both were scheduled to face other opponents this weekend. But their opponents were both lost, and they ended up getting paired together. Trevor Peek is your favorite. Eric Gonzalez is your underdog. Gonzalez went 6-2 over his final 8 appearances of the regional scene before his call up to UFC. Each of those losses did come against UFC veterans. And then the bantamweight division has Jose Johnson and Garrett Armfield. Armfield's your favorite. Got a short notice call to the Octagon last summer. Fought regional opponent David Onama and was submitted in the second round. He gets the opportunity to make his first appearance with a full camp this weekend. So we'll see how Armfield fights with a real camp. Johnson is your underdog, 27 years old, and stumbled in his first 2 appearances in the UFC. But he did beat Cage Warriors champ Jack Cartwright for a third straight win and a UFC roster invite. Okay? Also, housekeeping. There is no portfolio gated contest this week. I know a lot of you are fans of that. But in the meantime, make sure you're continuing to scour the secondary market. Make sure you're continuing to watch the marketplace for available packs. The franchise score is so important. Millions of dollars in prizing and rewards are available just by continuing to build your collection, just by adding cards to your collection, just by opening packs, and just by purchasing on the secondary market. You're going to build your franchise score, and you're going to be available, or you're going to have more access to that money, to those rewards. Okay? Build your collection. In the meantime, do we have our draft board ready, team? We might need another minute here, maybe 30 seconds. On that note, we do have a couple of shifts in the women's rankings. I want to talk about pound for pound top rankings. I'll go through the top 15 because there have been some changes. Nothing's changed in the top 5. Nunez is still at the top. Shevchenko is your second pound for pound ranked challenger. Zhang Wei Li at 3, Thug Rose Namajunas at 4, Juliana Pena at 5, Carla Esparza at 6, Jessica Andrade at 7. Okay? Erin Blanchfield has found herself in the 8-hole after previously not being ranked. Amanda Lemos has now moved to 9 and moved up the board by 1. Talia Santos has gone down the board by 2 into the 10-hole. Marina Rodriguez has gone down by 2 into the 11-hole. Manon Fiorot has decreased by 1 into the 12-hole. Holly Holm has moved down into the 13 slot. Raquel Pennington has decreased by 1 into the 14 slot. And Ketlin Vieira is in the 15-hole. In the meantime, here we go. The draft has begun. First pick of the draft goes to MRAD 0815, and the legendary Alexander Volkov goes to MRAD. Slot 2, Ghouls 16, is taking the legendary Saeed Nurmagomedov. And we move to pick 3, Brian G. 123, and he is taking the legendary Giga Chikadze. We do not have any elite cards in this break. We move from legendary to rare. Tedu is in the 4-hole. Tedu, good to see you again, my friend. Welcome back. You are on the clock. Meanwhile, guys, as a reminder, this is a hybrid draft, as we did in the first draft, the second draft, and the third draft. Once we get through the 20 picks, or the first 20 picks, we are going to go to auto pick, okay? Tedu, pick on the board. Patty Pimblett, rare. The Patty the Batty, we like it. Moving on to the 5-hole. 5th pick overall. The 5th pick overall belongs to Penis Martinez. Thank you very much for being here, Mr. Penis. Penis Martinez has made his way into the draft in the 5 slot. It just gets better and better. Here we go. Picking 5th overall, Penis Martinez is taking the core Islam Makhachev. Nice grab. Islam. Imagine that. Islam is so hot and so big that he's going well ahead of, what is that, 10 rare cards? I like it. Number 6, Vindog 71 is going to pick the Poliana Viana rare. Nice. I like it. Poliana Viana goes to Vindog 71. We move on to slot 7. A freaking Mason back on the board. A freaking Mason. You're on the clock. Still can't get over Penis Martinez. Glad you're here, man. Just glad you're here. A freaking Mason in the 7 hole. Here we go. A freaking Mason. Michelle Watterson is going to a freaking Mason. We move on to Kushikel. Kushikel in the 8 hole. Kushikel in the 8 hole. You are on the clock, my friend. And the 8th pick going to Kushikel is going to be the Azamat Mirzakhanov. Azamat Mirzakhanov. And then we go to 9, USAF Steven. Welcome back, friend. USAF Steven is on the clock. USAF Steven is taking the Bo Nikal. Bo Nikal core. We go back to back to JT Kiefer. 10 and 11 going to JT Kiefer. JT Kiefer, you are on the clock. JT Kiefer, you are on the clock. Ten and 11, JT Kiefer on the clock. We're going auto picking. The rare Francis Ngannou. Rare Francis Ngannou going to JT Kiefer. That is the 10th pick. The 11th pick is going to be it's going to be the rare Cal Rosa. We move on to spot 12, USAF Steven. You're back on the clock. USAF Steven, you are back on the clock, my friend. And USAF Steven is going with the Michael Oleksiejczuk. Michael Oleksiejczuk. We move to slot 13. Kushikel back on the clock, my friend. You are on the clock, Kushikel. And Kushikel is taking the Mateus Nicolau. Mateus Nicolau rare. A freaking Mason is on the clock in the 14 hole. A freaking Mason on the clock in the 14 hole. And a freaking Mason is going to go with Derek Brunson rare going to a freaking Mason. Derek Brunson rare. Vindog 71 in the 15 slot. You are on the clock. Vindog 71. Last pick, the Poliana Viana. Vindog 71 on the clock. Vindog, Chan Sung Young. Vindog is taking the rare Chan Sung Young. And coming up, pick 16, Penis Martinez. You are on the clock. Penis Martinez, you are on the clock. Marcin Tibora. Rare Marcin Tibora. Very nice. And we go to 17. 17 is going to be in the 17 hole. Tedu. Tedu is on the clock at 17, and Tedu is going to go with Tedu is going with the Drakkar Close. Drakkar Close. And we are through the rares and cores left. We also have 3 cards left before we go auto pick. Here we go. Brian G on the clock. Brian G, 1, 2, 3. Nikita Krylov, core going to Brian G. We move to slot 19. 19. Ghouls 1-6. Ghouls 1-6 in the 19 hole. Is going to take the Alexandra Pantoja going to Ghouls. Alexandra Pantoja. Let's do it. Emrad 0815, you are on the clock, and Sergey Pavlovic core is going to Emrad, and we move into our auto selection zone here, guys. Let's move through this cleanly. Charles Oliveira is going to go to Emrad. Manon Fiorot is going to go to Ghouls. Dominic Cruz is going to go to Brian G. 123. The Brandon Royval is going home to Tedu. Emily Ducote is going to Penis Martinez. Lauren Murphy is going to go to Vindog 71. Poliana Viana, a freaking Mason. Pedro Munoz is going to Kushikol. The Pani Kianzad is going to USAF Steven. Song Yadong will go to JT Kiefer. We have the Raquel Pennington going to go to Kiefer as well. Song Yadong going to USAF Steven. Jared Cannonier to Kushikol. Matt Schnell to a freaking Mason. We have the Elise Reed going to Vindog. The Ilir Latifi going to Penis Martinez. Tedu is getting the Marcos Ruggiero de Lima. Brian G is going to get the Victor Altamirano. The Ghouls 16 is going to get the Hakeem Dawodu. USAF Steven is going to get Bonacal. I think you already had him, but there you go, calling it out again. And the Gabriel Bonfim is going to go to MRAD 0815. Thank you guys so much for all being present and being engaging. I hope you guys enjoyed another round of UFC Reignmaker fighter card pack breaks. We'll be back, of course, once again next week. I'm your host, Chris Costa. Until then, enjoy this weekend's fight night. Good luck and build your lineups. I'll see you soon.